I'm sure you perhaps would have taken the point at the start of the game, but after 90 minutes, I'm sure you would have definitely taken one.
Yeah, I think we're a little bit fortunate in some ways, but it just shows in games you've got to keep going till the end. And we've got real good character and we'll always try to do that. This is very disappointed to be 2-0 down. I've had the 2 Derby goals. One came from a little bit of movement that we'd worked on counteracting. You know, we can't go and follow Russell into little gaps and leave the likes of Will Hughes to get into space, and that's where the first goal came from. Second goal again, got to show Ince on his right foot and keep him going down the line, because he's got a fantastic left foot and very dangerous when he gets into those positions and has great composure. So for us to be 2-0 down was really, really disappointing, as well as Derby had played. You know, and they're a fantastic team when they're in their pomp and they stick their chests out and they start moving the ball around as well as they do. So that was partly the frustration. But you've got to keep going, and we always knew that we had the likes of Clayton, Wes and Damari to bring on and chase the game as it got a little bit further into the game. Perhaps didn't want to chase it in the 90th minute. I was hoping we could chase it a little earlier than that. But it shows what a little bit of belief can do, and yes, we're fortunate to come away from a point, but you know what? We've earned that from that little bit of desire and throwing ourselves into the right areas at the death.
Well, as you mentioned there, it's no small task to come back from 2 goals down away at a team that at that time were top of the league.
No, exactly, because they control the game brilliantly, and they make it very difficult for you to get near them, and they make it very difficult for you to play with any sort of composure, because they pressure and harry you and chase you, and that's a side of Derby's game that people perhaps don't appreciate. So at that point, as disappointed as it was, you know, they were deservedly 2 goals to the good and deservedly looking like they were going to win the game comfortably. But again, part of the game's seeing games out, part of the game's winning games at the death, and we've earned a penalty that Joe, the analyst, has told me was definitely a penalty, but I haven't seen it, so I can't really make my own opinion of that. So we're back in the game with a few minutes to go, and then we commit bodies forward, and that's up to Derby to deal with, and they didn't deal with it as well as they'd like to. But listen, we're a little bit fortunate to get a point, but I'm delighted with the response from the players at the death, and again shows a real togetherness about the group.
There's been a bit of a debate as to who got the final touch to the final goal. It's real bundled in at the back post there. Any idea who's claiming it?
Oh, it's Clayton claimed it. Whether he's got it or not, I don't know, but I think the press have given it to Clayton, and I think it was in the right area. I think Rob Kiernan felt it might have been him as well. But Clay's goals, I think you're going to find it hard to take that away from him. So, but yeah, and again, Caddy showing great composure after missing you know, a couple of penalties this season. He scored quite a few. But that was a big moment really, and a lot of pressure on that penalty kick. And he's took it well, you know, like I said, with a little bit of composure and guile. And again, it just gave us a little bit of a lifeline. But even then, you felt as though it would be difficult for us to get anything. I think we had a free kick first, put it in the box, and Big Darren comes up. Then we get a corner, stick it in the box. I think they dealt with the first one. We hook it back, I think it was Wes. And then we bundle it in. So, listen, it's a great point for us. Slightly fortunate, and I'm sure Derby fans and players will be a little bit disappointed this evening.
Incredible scenes in the away end as well for a good following. You've stuck with the side for the whole 90 minutes, or 96.
They did, they've been brilliant, and that's probably a little bit of my passion in the incident before half-time as well. You know, I'm coming back to my old club, I want to do well. I think that shows really how much desire I've got for this club and for Birmingham City, our own club. And I wanted to get some out of the game. You know, we lost heavily at home, and I felt we let ourselves down in the corresponding fixture. So I was so pleased with the way we actually tried to make something happen in the last few minutes, and again, that gives the crowd certainly something to cheer on the way home.
Productive week, 7 points from 3. It gives you a good platform to going into the final 10 games of the season and try and finish with a flourish. Yeah,
it's a brilliant platform for us, and we've had to work very, very hard this week. If you think, you know, we played okay in the Brentford game, but it was a tight game, could have gone either way. We didn't play well against Blackpool, but we ended up getting a result and finding a way to win the game. We didn't play fantastically well today, but I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Derby. But we get a point out of it. So like you say, 7 points from 3 games. I wouldn't have dreamed of that at the start of the week, having not won in about 8, I think it was. But again, it shows the fine margins, and if we keep believing, then I'm sure we can still keep climbing this table.